Welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles. This channel is dedicated to educational content based on real-life cases and true events. This content shared here is drawn directly from the actual case file, and no names, places, or items have been changed. The content has been carefully summarized and presented for educational purposes in a comprehension format to inform, enlighten, and spark meaningful discussions. Whether you're here to learn, reflect, or simply understand the real-world scenarios better, you're in the right place. We believe in the power of truthful storytelling to educate and inspire. Disclaimer: while all stories are based on real cases, they are presented in a condensed and structured format for clarity and learning. Viewer discretion is advised where necessary. This case is cited from the Nigerian National Industrial Court online file, which is public record. The story of Mr. Edino Onu versus Dana Airlines at the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Abuja. Within the court, a story unfolded, a story about employment, responsibility, and the pursuit of justice. Mr. Edino Onu had dedicated over a decade of his life to Dana Airlines Limited. Hired as a security officer on November 9, 2008, his position was confirmed just 6 months later, in May 2009. For years, he served diligently, until one fateful event in February 2022 changed everything. On the 16th of that month, Mr. Onu received a letter from his employer. It was a termination letter, citing a serious lapse, his alleged failure to communicate a time change at the Abuja station. This oversight, according to Dana Airlines, resulted in a financial loss of more than 60 million. Mr. Onu did not take the matter lightly. Believing that his termination was both unjust and procedurally flawed, he brought his case before the court. His demands were clear and resolute. He sought 6 key remedies. 1. A declaration that his termination was unlawful and breached due process. 2. A ruling that his right to a fair hearing had been violated. 3. Recognition of his entitlement to terminal benefits. 4. An order for the payment of salary arrears, allowances and benefits due to him. 5. Compensation in the amount of 10 million for unlawful termination. 6. Reimbursement for the cost of the legal suit. The case was heard by Honourable Justice O.Y. Unue in the Minna Judicial Division, sitting in Abuja. Despite the gravity of the accusations and the extensive documents submitted by Mr. Onu, Dana Airlines did not present any witnesses to counter his claims. One might think this would tilt the scales in Mr. Onu's favour, but the law has its own standards. The court reminded all present that declaratory reliefs, such as those Mr. Onu sought, require firm, affirmative evidence from the claimant, regardless of whether the defendant puts up a defence. In this light, Mr. Onu's case began to unravel. He had indeed submitted documents, but they were presented without context or explanation, essentially dumped on the court. More importantly, he failed to tie the alleged breach of due process to any specific clause in his employment contract. Though he claimed his right to a fair hearing had been violated, the evidence showed he had received a query and responded, actions the court deemed sufficient to satisfy fair hearing requirements. Furthermore, Mr. Onu could not prove that he was entitled to the terminal benefits or salary arrears he claimed. There was no detailed breakdown of these entitlements, nor any proof of when or how they were denied. As a result, on April 2, 2025, the court dismissed all the reliefs Mr. Onu sought. Dana Airlines emerged as the legal victor, not because they mounted a strong defence, but because Mr. Onu did not meet the burden of proof required by law. Reflecting on the case, several lessons emerged, important not just for Mr. Onu and Dana Airlines, but for all employers and employees navigating workplace disputes. What Mr. Onu could have done differently. 1. He needed to clearly connect the terms of his employment to the rights he alleged were violated. 2. He should have outlined the disciplinary process and demonstrated how it was not followed. 3. He ought to have provided concrete proof of the benefits and payments he claimed. What Dana Airlines could have done better. 1. If a formal disciplinary process existed, they should have adhered to it and documented it properly. 2. A detailed termination letter outlining the reasons and process might have prevented the court case altogether. Legal takeaway. 1. Both employers and employees should maintain meticulous records. 2. Seeking legal counsel at the earliest stage of a dispute can prevent escalation and promote fair resolution. Thus ends the tale of Mr. Edino Onu versus Dana Airlines Limited, a sobering reminder that in the court of law, truth must be proven, not presumed. Thanks so much for watching, fam. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you think about the case. I love hearing your thoughts and feedback. And hey, if you felt a connection or learned something new, give this video a like and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. Until next time, stay safe, stay real, and I'll catch you in the next one.